Counting calories is a very detailed way in order to gain awareness of your overall diet. In this video, I go over the basics of how to get started with counting calories, as well as why you should do it and if you should do it. So stay tuned. Hey guys, Newton Kwong here, helping you with long-term tips and strategies on how you can eat better and live healthier. All of the information in today's video is for educational purposes only, so if you are seeking medical advice, then please consult with your proper healthcare professional. Counting calories is a practice and a tool that's used to measure the amount of energy that's contained within our food. We eat food in order to get energy so that we can do the things that we love and so that we can supply our body with what it needs in order to survive. You may hear the term macros that's used interchangeably with counting calories, and basically that means macronutrients, which refer to protein, carbohydrates, and fats. Each one of those contain its unique calorie count. So when you're counting macros, you're also counting calories. It's pretty much the same thing because carbohydrates, 1 gram of carbohydrates is equivalent to 4 calories, 1 gram of protein is equivalent to 4 calories, and 1 gram of fat is equivalent to 9 calories. You count one, you count the other. Overall, the concept is quite simple. In order to figure out how many calories is contained within a particular food, what you would do is look at the food's nutrition label. You can find this on the packaging, or you can look it up online, and on the very top of the nutrition label, you're going to see a line dedicated to calories. You're going to have to pay attention to the serving size as well, because that's going to dictate the overall amount of calories that you're getting from this food. While looking at this label, you also want to pay attention to the grams of carbohydrates, fat, and protein as well. Now that you understand how big a serving size is, then you're going to measure out how much of the food that you're actually eating. So if you're scooping cereal into a bowl, you're going to measure how many grams of the cereal that you're actually putting into your bowl so that you get an accurate count of how many calories that you're eating. This process is going to require you to either manually log down all of this data throughout the day, or you can use an app such as MyFitnessPal that is going to help you log all of this down and calculate your total calories for the day. What I would recommend is that you track your meal-to-meal calories on an app, and then you take the total daily calories that it gives you, and then you put it into your own personal spreadsheet for a week-to-week analysis. Overall, not a very difficult concept to grasp, yet it can get very tedious, as doing this in a way that's going to benefit you requires that you track all of the food that you eat, including all of the calorie drinks that you have. So anything that's not water, anything that's not tea or coffee, anything with sugar in it, in your fluids, you're also going to have to track that as well. The result from these activities is going to be data of your total calories, your total grams of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins that you've eaten and drank throughout the entire day. And ideally, you're going to want to gather this data every single day for the period that you're going to be counting calories for. As you get all of these different calorie counts for every single day, you're going to analyze the trend of how many calories that you're eating on average, and also compare that to other aspects of your health, such as your body weight or your body circumference measurements, whatever measurements of your body that is going to be of most interest to you. So that's the basic process of counting calories, and it gets more complex as we start factoring in our total daily energy expenditure and start estimating where our calorie deficits should be for weight loss or where our calorie surpluses should be for muscle gain. However, I'm not going to be going over all of that in this video, as I just want to talk about the actual practice of counting calories and why it's something that you may want to look into doing. I think that this is a very, very beneficial and helpful activity, especially for someone who is first getting started off in improving their nutrition. Counting your calories is going to provide you with very unbiased information on how you're eating at a certain point in time. What you're doing is collecting hard data on the energy content and the nutrient content of your food, and that's going to be very important in informing how your actual health really is. Knowing this data about your food can potentially provide explanations as to why you're experiencing the health that you currently have. With this gathered information, you get to understand what you're actually deficient in, what you're eating too little of, and you get to see what micronutrients that you should be eating more of, vitamins and minerals, and also which macronutrients, carbohydrates, fats, and proteins that you're eating too much of, and which ones that you're eating too little of. It's very useful to know this information so that you can make the adjustments that are necessary to get you to the goal that you want to achieve. Speaking of adjustments, if you have a very specific goal, such as a specific body fat percentage or a specific weight or a type of physique that you're after, then collecting this type of specific data is going to be necessary to know what you have to do in order to get to that specific goal. If you have a short timeline for weight loss, such as losing weight for a wedding, for a vacation, for athletic competition, or for a physical evaluation with your doctor or a life insurance company, then counting calories is really going to be beneficial, because you've got to hit a certain energy point in your food intake in order to know that your body is going to be in the calorie deficit, so that you're able to actually burn off some of the body fat that's stored within you. Overall, this is a very detailed method in collecting valuable data that provides you kind of a snapshot of what you're doing with your nutrition. And that can be very valuable. If you're finding value in this video, then please consider liking this video, subscribing to my channel for more content just like this, and also tell me in the comments down below, why are you interested in counting calories? Let me know, and also any questions that you may have so far on what I've discussed. All right, now let's answer the question, should you actually do this? Now that we know how to do it and we know why someone would potentially want to do it, now, is this something that you actually want to do? If you're curious about the food that you're eating as it stands right now, then it's going to be very helpful for you to track your calories, your macros for about a week or two, so that you get that data, that snapshot of what you're actually putting into your body. This is going to be one of the quickest ways that you're going to learn about what you're actually putting into your body. Plus, you gain a huge amount of awareness of what type of food's actually around you. You get to see how much energy that you're actually putting into your body. And a lot of people, they may underestimate how much they're actually eating. Once you actually weigh out all of your food, measure all of your serving sizes, and calculate all your calories, you may see that you're eating a lot more than you think. If you have a general goal of living healthier and having more longevity, then counting calories may not be the most ideal option for you. For most people, including me, tracking everything that you eat and drink becomes very tedious and is also borderline compulsive and obsessive as well. If you were to do this, then the intention would be to just gather more awareness of what you're actually eating, get a feel for the actual portion sizes that you're eating, and understand what type of adjustments that you have to make to get you closer to the health goal that you have. So in this situation, I would recommend counting calories as a temporary practice for you to just gain more knowledge about food as a whole. You get to understand what's inside calorie dense foods. You get to understand what's in processed foods. You get to understand nutrient dense foods and how they're naturally lower in calories, and just gain an awareness of overall portion sizing as well. And once you've gained that awareness and that knowledge, then you can stop counting calories. What I really want to emphasize is that this is just one method. This is just one tool that you can use in order for you to amplify and improve your health. And this is going to improve your health through gaining more awareness and gaining more knowledge of nutrition. More knowledge equals more potential power and more flexibility in the type of decisions that you make towards your health, because you just know how things work, and that is overall empowering. But just know that counting calories is not the end all be all. It's not something that you must do. There are plenty of people on this world who is healthy who have never even counted a calorie in their life. So just know that this is something that you don't have to do. It is going to be helpful along the way for you to understand what this is and what this process and practice looks like. But this is something that you don't have to do continuously and develop an obsession over, because I know that it's very easy to become obsessed over this. So what do you think about calorie counting? Do you have any questions? If you have any, then leave them in the comments down below, and I can dedicate a video to answering whatever confusion that you may have over this process, as well as elaborating more of the details on how this would look like for weight loss or weight gain. So leave those questions down in the comments down below, and also check out the videos on the next screen. I will see you in the next video. Peace.